Namaste, Namaskaram, Vanakkam, Namo Namaha. So we're on part 2 of looking at the Diya. So this is a little bit better today because obviously now you can see the Diya. We had this Diya yesterday, but you couldn't really see inside. So here we have a better representation. Sorry for that. So gives you those principles of Dharma. What holds this together, that's the religion of Hinduism, right? And holding the light. And then you have the oil inside, which is now using karma and bhakti yoga. And then you light the light, which is Raja Yoga. And we followed the classic yogas of karma yoga, bhakti yoga, Raja Yoga to the enlightenment, Gyan Yoga. And also the scientific principle of thermodynamics, work, heat, light. And also the capillary action as the heat makes the light ascend. So such profound wisdom in just this one simple devotional act of lighting your diya every day. And remember, your in diya is the most important one to uncover, right? It's already lit, we just have to uncover it. So here's something fascinating to look at as well. So one diya can do everything in a sense within Hinduism. And remember, that's the first word of the Rig Veda, praise the fire, Agnimile. And if we make a larger fire, like the Aragnihotras or Yajnams, and we can look at the fire and actually we can see the Divine Mother symbolically in the fire. Remember, it's the mother that creates, right? She's the creator in a sense because she gives birth. It's the mother that gives birth. But obviously life is male and female, right? And remember, Hindus, we don't worship God. We don't know that there's a one male creator being or a female creator being, right? But what do we know? We know there is light. We know we are that inner light, the Antarjyotir. That's what we do know, and we can experience that. So if we look at the light and we build a larger light, a bonfire, we notice how hypnotic that is. It brings people together. People in the West, certainly when they have pep rallies before the football game, they light a big bonfire. People dance around the fire. This is primal. This is primal religion. Dancing, fire rituals, music. This is primal religion. So if we look at the many flames, the many arms of the fire, who's that symbolically? That's Ma Durga, the big bang of creation out of the darkness. And then the beauty of the fire, it's very mesmerizing. It's hypnotic. That's Ma Parvati symbolically. The prosperity that fire brought and continues to bring to civilization, that's Ma Lakshmi. I mean, we harness it in our homes, in our gas appliances and electricity. And the enlightenment fire brings Ma Saraswati. You're in a darkened room and you light a light, and something that is so simple is so difficult in the dark, like trying to plug the coffee in the morning, but turn on the light. Oh, there's those 2 holes. Next time you do that, you'll reflect back on this. So Ma Saraswati and the enlightenment fire brings arts, purity, culture, all Hindu religious things. Right? Remember, it's religion, the rules, the regulations, and rituals that lead to the uncovering, the unveiling of the inner light. That's why religion and spirituality always go together. Don't fall into the New Age trap of saying you're spiritual but not religious. As J. Sai Deepak said, people who say that are probably neither one. Because it's the religious process, it's the path, if you will, that leads to the incorporeal spirit. Remember, the word spirit or soul in the English refers to that which is incorporeal or not the body. It's still the mind. That's why, as Hindus, we use the word Atmana because we understand that inner essence is not the body, the emotions, nor the mind. Right? That's why Hindus understand the inner essence of the Atmana as being different than the soul or the spirit in the Christian context, because that's still connected to your mind or your psyche. However, using that word, spiritual, and people saying they're spiritual but not religious, and spiritual means incorporeal, it's absurd, because we have a body. You're saying you're spiritual but not religious is like saying you have no body, right? So we can see the Divine Mothers, the creative process in the flame, but did we forget someone? Let's see, we had Durga, Parvati, Lakshmi, Saraswati. Ooh, what about Mother Kali? So misunderstood. She represents the blackness, the no-thingness, which is the fullness of everything. the blackness before creation, within creation, and when it's all over. Before the Big Bang, within the Big Bang, and when it's all over. Because things will scientists tell us there will be a time when even the sun is no more. The earth, obviously the earth is no more, the sun is no more. As we go in these endless cycles of creation, preservation, and destruction. And this happens to us on a 24-hour cycle. Every night we go into the no-thingness. That's what allows us to be refreshed and be something during the day. And then we come out into the everythingness, on which we can find silence during the day also. That's why people meditate, if you will. Remember, that's a word that means to simply concentrate, and we can meditate on anything. But if you're meditating on something in the spiritual realm, if you will, that's really contemplation using English. But remember, as Hindus, we use the word Raja Yoga. That's more appropriate, Raja Yoga. So don't fall into the trap of using the misunderstood cliche yoga and meditation. That's very confused. Raja Yoga is yoga. Hatha Yoga are the postures. Right? So we want to be clear when we say things like that. We want to say we're doing Hatha Yoga and Raja Yoga, not yoga and meditation. That's what New Agers say. So we go into that darkness every night, come out into the everythingness, and then during the day we can find times of absolute silence, close your eyes, go within, and then return again into that no-thingness, the blackness, which is not nothing because obviously we wake the next day. And notice too when you light your diya. You can't see it here, but when you light your diya, and you'll notice when you do it yourself, imagine you're in a darkened room, right? So it's all dark, and you light your diya, now you have light. But what happens automatically? When you light your diya, you look at the tip of the wick there, and it starts to turn black. So the blackness is within the light also, within the fire. And then when it's out, right, black again. The all-encompassing blackness, that's Ma Kali. Also represented by the black Shiva Lingam. And this is science too, because science tells us this is hard to wrap our mind around, that 95%, if you will, of the universe is the no-thingness, the darkness. Look up at the sky at night, and the blackness, the black hole. And you know something? We all have it. Look in the center of our eye. We have the black hole, the no-thingness, the eye of the hurricane, the eye of the spiral. That's why the cobra is so important. Shiva's jata is hair, right? In order to have the spiral, you also have to have the black hole, the no-thingness. So Ma Kali, I am the black of the fire, I am charcoal, I am of the Kali from days of old. Through sadhana and intense tapas, I reveal myself to the sages among us. To those unafraid of the dark, to those with the courage to hit the mark. To those who serve and love true, I open the way to the peace in you. If you're afraid of a little dirt, not a lot, the dark, a smudge, life's hard lessons will be your judge. But when you learn to dance with me, Kali, I will teach you what it is to be empty. Not worthless, not drained, you see, but rather dharmanupati dharmi, the substratum. Patanjali uses that. Dharmanupati dharmi, Jai Mataji Kali. And out of that no-thingness comes the Big Bang. I am Mother Durga, the flames of the fire. And I teach you to go higher and higher, to handle your workload every day with a smile on your face. Om JJ. And I am Mother Parvati, the beauty of the fire. And I show you your heart's desire to love and be loved, to give and receive, all with the help of my son Mahaganapati. And I am Mother Lakshmi, Vishnu Shakti. And I teach you what is true prosperity. Notice Hindu, she holds the Amritam here and the Pesaba here, not the other way around. And I am Mother Saraswati, the enlightenment fire brings, arts, purity, culture, all Hindu religious things. And we did a video on Nataraja, the dance within the fire, pointing to the ultimate desire. Devotion is key. Atma Darshan is why we are here. So let's stop wasting time, my dears. Kali Kali misunderstood. The absolute peace of darkness. It was before and it will be long after all of us. Mother Durga, many colors, many arms. This is the story of creation. She rides the tiger and lion, Bengal Simha, of life, and shows us how to conquer strife. And Mother Parvati's beauty and grace, these are things we should seek, to love each other and yourself with the help of Mahaganapati. And Mother Lakshmi's prosperity in everything that we do, body, mind, emotions, and the Atma within you. And Mother Saraswati, please, oh please, please, oh please, enlighten me, we, arts and culture purity, Jai 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 Mataji. Jai 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 Kali Ma, Jai 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 Durga Ma, Jai 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 Parvati, Jai 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 Mahalakshmi, Jai 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 Saraswati, Ilamahi Saraswati, Aditi Ma, Vedas mein. Deko ne God hai Hindu dharma mein, Smrit Smaran, remember, God nada hai, ne nari achi. Remember, God's a man with a Christian plan to dominate the whole world. Use your own terms, Hindus. Brahman is the neuter term for the greater forces of Sat Chit Ananda, of which we are all individual Jivatmas. So we also use our many deities within Hinduism, appreciating the artwork, learning from the symbolism, and maybe you have inner connections. This is where we often go wrong in the religions of the world. In any religion, you may have your intrinsic experiences of spirit being. That's great. That's wonderful. That's personal, right? And you can share that with people of a like mind, but don't try to bring that out to make the whole world follow that. I mean, think about it. You're taking an invisible deity to others, trying to make that requisite knowledge for all. That's where Christians go wrong. And trying to make, a dead rabbi, Jewish rabbi named Yeshua, who had his name and his religion changed to Jesus the Christian. Come on. Jews should be up in arms about that. Trying to make that a living deity for all. Now, maybe people have an experience of that spirit being within themselves. Fine, can't take that away, but try to push that invisible deity on the whole world. That's where we go so wrong in any religion. So, as Hindus, we can look at the flame also and the formation of the deity that we light every day as our different deities. Remember, we talked about in our Om Namah Shivaya podcast the importance of the Sampradayas in Hinduism. We want to have a united Hindu family, Saiva, Vaishnava, Shakti, the three. So let us live in harmony and follow the Dharma and plant your yoga tree, because we all have in common the different yogas. Remember, you have to use the prefix to make it clear. We do Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Mantra Yoga, Japa Yoga, Nada Yoga, Nata Yoga, all stimulating the inner Kundalini Yoga, the snake within. And Christians don't like that one. So, we created the container, the dharma. We put in the coconut oil, sacred to Ganesha. So Ganesha is always there. And if you're a Saiva Hindu, you go from Ganesha to Vel Vel Muruga. Look, the flame of the fire creates a veil. When we do Namaste, Vel Vel. The shaft of the veil is your spine as you go up and pierce through to the Sahasrara chakra, Muruga. And then you have Shiva Shakti, right? The fire and the fluid. Shiva Shakti, male, female. That's for the Saivas. If you're a Vaishnava, of course, you always have Ganesha. Ganesha is the foundation, the coconut, right? The foundation. We do Dharma, we have Ganapati. If you're a Vaishnava, then Krishna, right? The love that the fire produces. Remember, heat is warmth, and warmth is love. Love is a warm experience, the loving deity of Krishna. Of course, some may say his love was misdirected sometimes, but there's a love of Krishna. And then obviously you have the male-female again in Vishnu and Devi or Lakshmi Ma. And also within Vaishnavism, obviously Ganesha. And then you have Hanumanji, remember, in the Ramayana where Ravana set his tail ablaze. And what did he do? When life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. He took that fire of his tail and he spied out the whole place. So he knew the whole layout, and that's how they defeated Ravana in the end. This is life, all of our stories, the good and evil of life. This is just the way life is, the duality of life, right? As we're moving through this world of duality, the world of Maya. So then we go from Hanuman to Sitaram again, the male, female coming together. And then we talked about all the beautiful representations of the Matajis in the fire. So light your inner fire, Hindus. Find your inner warrior, your Kshatriya. With Ganesha as your foundation. Right? First three chakras, Muladhara, Svadhisthana, Manipura. Now use your willpower. Muladhara is the earth element, right? Svadhisthana is the water element. That's reflection. Remember, water is nature's mirror. And that's the chakra for the mothers, the Mataji, second chakra. Be reasonable, be logical, reflection. And then use your third chakra, Manipura, your willpower, to go up into the heart. Open up the heart. And we know that that's love because everybody does this, right? You do the heart thing. And we send people Valentine's Days with hearts on them. Why the heart? Because that's where we feel it. When we feel in love, our heart opens up. Just like Hanuman opened his heart, right? And said there was Ram and Sita. That's how he accomplished his tasks, by having heartfelt devotion, right? Remember, Hanuman is the great karma yogi. It's the first one, as he holds the gata. And then the great bhakti yogi opens his heart. So when you misuse the word yogi, you're also insulting Hanumanji, who's the great karma yoga and bhakti yoga. That's the process. And then it leads to the royal kingdom of Raja, or Ayodhya, back to Ayodhya. And Gyan yoga. Ma Sita shows us the wisdom of Gyan, and she gets absorbed back into Mother Earth after she gets kind of pushed aside. Interesting. Remember, these are symbolic stories. They're teaching lessons, right? We don't want to deify any deity to the exclusion of all others or fall prey to some kind of false delusions about ancient spirit beings, right? Who are contemporary also, but we don't want to create negative cults, right? So, that love at the heart are the youthful, loving warrior deities, Murugaskanda, Hanuman, Krishna, and even Durga Ma, youthful, loving warriors. Remember, you want to be all three. Be a youthful, loving warrior. If you're a warrior, it brings out your youthful qualities anyway. But you have to be a warrior with love, or else we become a brute, right? And it's very important to understand what it is to be a Kshatriya warrior. It means that we are able to confront, right? It doesn't mean that we're violent. Hindus, please, you have misunderstood ahimsa. Ahimsa doesn't mean that you can't confront, have debates, rigorous debates, and, stop people from stealing from you. There's no virtue in being too tolerant, letting people just take from you. This is what one of our faults as Hindus. We've allowed others to just take so much. Got to stand up. That's the wisdom of Balaganapati over here. Remember when he was youthful? He stood up to protect his Mataji. That symbolizes standing up to protect the Hindu yoga dharma, right? Even in the face, in that case, of Mahadev Shiva. So it's beautiful symbolism there, even though the story seems a little ghastly to some people. It's teaching us all, especially as Hindus, right? Obviously, because this is specifically Hindu here. Ganesha stood up to protect the dharma, even in the face of Mahadev Shiva, and he lost his head. The symbolism here is we must stand up. And when you stand up for principle, don't expect to win every time. You're going to lose. And the older we get, we know we've had many losses in life, and hopefully we've learned from them. Many losses, many wins. This is life. Nobody wins all the time. No sporting team wins all the time. So we lose, and sometimes we lose big. He lost his head. But if we hold consistent to values, in the end, I know it seems hard to believe sometimes, but in the end, everything will work out all right. But karma has timing, and not everything happens immediately. Some things take years or even lifetimes to manifest. So you may not win for years, or you may not win in this life. Who knows? But we're in this for the long haul. We have to get a grander perspective of time and life itself. So he stood up, and he won because he got his head, the elephant head. You can listen to our other podcasts or videos and watch the videos on Ganesha, the wisdom of Ganesha and his elephant head. So there's another nice symbolism there, is that it was his father, his guru, if you will. Matapita is always your first gurus, who cut off his head. And what did he do? Did he renounce his father? No. They're forever together. There's the family up there, right? Muruga's over here, and he came later. Ganesha was first, Muruga was second. There's great representation there of the step-by-step process: gravity, electricity, magnetism. So we go from Ganesha to Muruga, and Muruga's mandirs are usually on top of hills, like the famous Palani Hills in Tamil Nadu. As we climb up, we ascend. So Ganesha didn't renounce his guru, his father, even though he's got his head cut off. Wow. This is really important. For those of you that have a guru, for example, the guru sometimes can be very strict and stern, and it's to test you, to see if you're going to run away. If you're going to be afraid, you're going to run away. You're going to fight, you're going to curse the guru. Right? You have to be tested. And this is, come on, we know this is the way it is in life. If you want certain things that are really demanding, you have to expect to be tested. I mean, you can't become an Olympic athlete without having serious tests. You can't become an NFL player, right? Major League Baseball player, a cricket star, without being severely tested, right? And a good coach, a good mentor will do that to see who can cut it, right? And that's the purpose of a guru, is to test the chelas. Of course, you want to keep your wits about it. You want to make sure your guru is doing something that's good for you, right? Testing you. We don't want to be fooled, into thinking that we just need to be a yes man or a yes woman to a dishonest person. In that sense, you have to test your teachers also to make sure that they have your best interest at heart. But it's hard. And just look in the military, for example. If you go into the military, it's difficult, and there are certain branches of the military that are extremely difficult, like the Navy SEALs. I think they have a 80 or 85% dropout rate, and these people that go into that are very, very fit people, right? And there's like an 85%. It's that difficult because they're training, just a few really proud, confident, competent warriors. So the tests have to be severe, right? That's just the way it is. Classically in Hinduism, there were not these mass movements. You had a guru and maybe one or two chelas. Read Chandogya Upanishad of the story of Indra and Virochana, and Indra studies for 101 years. Contrast that with today's spurious yoga teachers, and we should have no problem calling them that because they're 200-hour certified, which means you're a professional, authoritative, the public can trust you, yoga teacher. Come on, you can't learn anything in 200 hours and become a professional at it. So this is the humble wisdom of the Diya. Again, I hope this brings a new light to all of you as non-Hindus, and especially to you as Hindus, right, is to uncover that inner light, the Antarjyotir, and respect the path that you're on, respect another person's path. Don't misuse their symbolism. Don't misuse their words, right? Don't take yoga out of context. Yoga is Hinduism, folks. Hinduism is yoga. If you want to learn Hinduism, fine. You can even become a Hindu. And then maybe down the road you might become a teacher. So again, let's end with our Jyoti chant, which means I am the light within and the light without. That light is the Atmana beyond cause. The light of all light, self-effulgent light. The Atmana is light. We are that, imperishable. Antajyotir bahir jyotihi, pratyag jyotihi parat para, jyotir jyotihi svayan jyotihi, atma jyotihi sivoshmyaham. As we wish others an auspicious life, a peaceful life, a tranquil life, a full life, pray for those that are sick and suffering. As we go from untruth to truth, ignorance to enlightenment, and realizing the immortality of the Atmana. Sarvesham svastir bhavatu, sarvesham shantir bhavatu, sarvesham purnam bhavatu, sarvesham mangalam bhavatu, sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kashti dukha bhagvavet. Om asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotir gamaya, mrityor ma amritam gamaya. Om shanti shanti shantihi. And that's a peace through strength and justice. Om shanti shanti shantihi. Om.